Good morning, everyone. So you have to ask yourself, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? You remember that campaign slogan? I think Ronald Reagan was the one that started that. I am the bearded Welshman. This is my beloved Svenborg. Smoking my favorite blend, Fireside, which I will be doing a review on soon. It's the one blend that I've never done a review on, and it's my favorite. And as always, coffee. Just black, of course. Beautiful morning. I think we had thunderstorms last night. Don't know. Slept through them. They don't really wake me up. They don't really affect me. But when they do wake me up, I really do enjoy them. To me, it's like God's way of saying, I'm still here. I created it. Don't you forget it. So, was watching Northwest NW Pipe Smokers video. Started to watch and it got about halfway through. Thought I'd take a break because I really wanted to listen to what Tom had to say. Tom, I hope you still work. I hope they don't furlough you. You sound like there's a possibility you might get furloughed. Guys like Tom, NW Pipe Smoker, are a dying breed. It's on the backs of men like that we built this country. I mean, he's just a great guy. So anyhow, it's a cool morning. Hear the airplane going overhead, I don't know. Got my hairs cut about a week ago. It was getting pretty long. I just consider I'm thinning out. I usually go high and tight. I just let her take the clippers to me, a friend of mine. I just couldn't take the length anymore. It was just too much. But days all run together, right? So every day's Saturday. Didn't get my fix of Beans 316 yet. Tom must have posted late last night. Well, he's West Coast. We're East Coast here. So I was well asleep. I think I woke up. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I have it on Do Not Disturb except for family members, and I think I had it on Do Not Disturb. Well, phone calls and text messages. And my messenger notification went off. I think I have to check. It was from my mom. But I don't know, about 10:45. I was deep sleep. I go to bed early. Get up early, go to bed early. Go to bed about 8:30. Read for a little bit, and then I go to bed. But, yeah. I was asked to do a review because I've never really done a review on Lane 1Q. Never have. None that I can think of. I've done over 300 videos. So, I think I'll do a review on it one night this coming week, one evening. Moving into the warm weather, and it's such a shame that you can't just be free to move about the country. As a matter of fact, I was laying there in bed this morning with a huge set of windows next to the bed. And we had the windows open all night, and we live right next to the highway. The Jake brakes don't bother me anymore or anything like that. Motorcycles every now and then, late at night when they go tearing down the highway. The Jake brakes on the trucks coming off the interstate, they don't bother me anymore. And I was laying there and I was thinking, about 5 a.m. I guess. Sure seems like an awful lot of traffic going up and down the highway. People in this state are getting tired of it. The cold hard facts, folks, are this. And this sounds cruel. Kill me, that spider. I'm gonna kill you, spider. I hate spiders. They serve a purpose, but I don't like them. The cold hard facts are this. And you can disagree with me all you want. The numbers don't add up, number one. Number two, as with any plague, pandemic, epidemic, whatever you want to call it, you have to let it run its course. You can't hide from it. Okay? You have to let it run its course. Unfortunately, we live in a world where only strong survive. Unfortunately, I'm philosophizing here. We've created a society thinking this carefully through. We've created a society that nobody should die, that everybody should be on equal. And I'm a firm believer that everybody should have a fair shot. But unfortunately, death is a part of life. I hate cancer. It took my father's life. It took my aunt's life. It's taken some friends' lives. And I hate it. But it's life. It's life. It's the way life works. My allergies are killing me this morning. Pollen count's really up here in Pennsylvania. That's another story. But that's life. Do I want to see people die from this virus? No. Do I want to see people suffer? No. I worked on an ambulance because I cared about people. I was in emergency medicine because I cared, and I did my best to make sure to treat people and have a good outcome. And sometimes my best wasn't good enough. But that's life. You know, my partner and I used to always say, rule number 1, people die. Rule number 2, there's nothing you can do about rule number 1. And if I knew they weren't going to make it, I did my best to let them know that I was there with them and they weren't going to go alone. And I comforted them. So, if you think I'm saying this is a good thing in the pandemic that we're going through with the coronavirus, it'll sort out the weak and leave the strong, you're wrong. I don't feel that way at all. It's not by my rules. It's not the way I would play it. But it is what it is. And we've got suicide rates up. We've got domestic violence rates up. We've got drug abuse up. Depression is on the rise. We've got people just going stir crazy. You can't live in fear. You have to face it head on. And you have to start life. Now, with that said, the hot spots, like in Pennsylvania, the hot spot is the Philadelphia region, right? Why shut down a whole state? In New York, the hot spot is New York City. Why shut down a whole state? See what I'm getting? Where you have the dense populations, you have more of a chance of the outbreak having a bigger outcome than you do, say, in areas where I live. Because you have naturally social distancing the way people live here. In this city, everybody's on top of one another. You ever walk through Manhattan on a crowded, busy workday? I have. 2 weeks I spent. And every day I'd walk from the train station, come up out of Madison Square Garden area all the way down to down towards Central Park. Crowds and crowds of people. There's only so much social distancing you can do. We are a race of people, and I'm talking the human race, that needs community. We need one another. We depend on one another. We need that touch. I can remember, I can't tell you how many times an elderly person in the back of my ambulance would be sitting there. And they would be comforted just by me putting my hand on theirs and talking to them. And they would make comments about how comforting it is to know that somebody cared. Human touch is something that you cannot match with a machine or anything else. When I worked in manual therapy, and I call it manual therapy, I could feel, and the same thing as an EMT, you always compare sides, and I could feel into the sinews, into the muscles, and I could tell something wasn't right. A machine cannot tell you that. A person sitting a distance away cannot tell you that. They cannot tell you what they're feeling. When this is over, experiment. Try this. As you pass somebody, smile. 9 times out of 10, they'll smile back. Or someone you know and you care about, put your arm around them. And say, hey, I love you. Touch them. Put your arm around them. Put your hand on their shoulder. It's a human touch. You can't match that. I'm not talking in a sexual way. I'm talking in a loving, compassionate way. So, anyhow. Really philosophizing here this morning. Yes. I'm just a simple man who lives a simple life. I love people. I love people who disagree with me. I love people who agree with me. I love people who are different than me. I love being around people, period. That's just who I am. Do I care what those who love me think? Yes. Do I care about what those who don't know me think of me? Do I care about that? No, that doesn't bother me. But I would not want to hurt anybody in any way, shape, or form with my words. But sometimes when you say things and you say truth, truth offends and truth can hurt. Truth causes you to examine yourself, the innermost being of yourself. That's why we get angry sometimes when we hear the truth. Because inside we're saying, I know that's right, but it makes me so angry because it's not. We don't like to look at ourselves and examine ourselves deeply. We love to hear other people's problems. We love to feed off of other people's misery, but we don't like to examine ourselves. And that's the fall of mankind, and that is the problem with mankind. We need to spend more time examining ourselves, looking in the mirror. Guilty. I'm guilty. I'm probably more guilty than anybody else. Because there are times I can be judgmental. I admit it. I'm fallible. But I love everyone. Well, enjoy your weekend, if that's what you call it. Wife said, what are we going to do today? I said, same thing we do every day. Nothing. We'll probably find something to do. But I hear a lot of cars out and about, people getting out and about. This state, we're tired of it. We're ready to move on. We're ready. In some areas of state, we're ready to move on. Our politicians, we're standing up to the governor, and they back down. Our county politicians, we have county commissioners. Yeah, I know one of them personally. Wrote a scathing letter to the governor. Governor threatened to withhold money from the county, and they buckled. Cowards. Cowards, every one of them. You're there because we put you there. You represent us. We don't represent you. That's how I feel about it. Well, y'all have a good weekend. God bless. God loves you, so do I. Light 'em up.